2023 has been an interesting year for the channel. I rebranded the reviews with a completely different style, which I honestly feel does work out in the long term. We said goodbye to the Doctor Who kid after 5 years. Also, I think I had the Balshrek died? But yeah, unfortunately, my bad habits from last year kicked in again, and I ended up procrastinating a fair bunch. There's still plenty of reviews this year I meant to do but haven't gotten around to, simply just because I kept putting it off. So how about we amend that mistake by doing mini reviews of every single overly positive review that was left on my docket? Let's go! Considering that the trailers left me with no real emotional reaction whatsoever, I was very surprised that after watching this on a plane that I ended up really enjoying it quite a bit. That graveyard scene is like one of the funniest bits of the year, and of course the characters are pretty likeable, all in all. Yes, I saw this on the plane too, and it is pretty much exactly what we'd want out of a movie called Cocaine Bear. Also, Hollywood, please cast this kid as a young Owen Wilson. He'd be perfect! This gorgeously animated movie puts the teenage in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, leading to a very fun, just all-around awesome movie. Definitely looking forward to a sequel, especially since they end it in a very unusual place for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise. For Season 2, Heartstopper ramps up the drama in Paris, continuing to be adorable while still not shying away from the difficulties that can be present in the existence of queer youth. Plus, characters who didn't quite get full attention in the source material get more development here, so that's always a plus. Blue Beetle is DC's best movie of 2023. Yes, it's a fairly standard origin story, but it's got a likeable character, a really enjoyable family dynamic, and, you know, sometimes something doesn't have to be groundbreaking in order to be really good. An ensemble piece with so many likeable, memorable, and interesting characters. Rare examples of a good politician and a good religious authority figure, and overall just a very great examination of gender roles in society, and how such things can end up throwing the world into chaos thanks to one small yet empowering change. Overall, just really gripping television from start to finish, and I definitely look forward to what comes next. The Star Wars series we've been looking forward to for a long time, and it did not disappoint, throwing in some weird new ideas, and building up the overarching story in a key way. Yes, some people claimed that the pacing was a little slow, and I did feel that the ending was a touch predictable in one respect. We still can't deny that this was an entertaining series with some very interesting new characters and themes to explore. Oh, and episode 5 was the highlight. The animation is impressive and all, but the Monkey King himself proves to be a hard character to like, and I couldn't help but feel that the movie felt like it was on fast forward a little bit, like it was barreling by plot points a bit too quickly. Ninjago has changed, and we've now gotten a very exciting and intriguing status quo change, some likeable new heroes, and of course one of the best villains we've had in a while with the Imperium. Overall, this is definitely a very strong start to a new era for Ninjago, and I definitely look forward to what's coming next, especially since there are some plot points they still have yet to shed light on. While the plot overall could be a little exhausting, mainly because it was full of sci-fi time travel jargon that could confuse casual viewers, and the constant high-stakes nature of the plot meant that things were both escalating very quickly and also making it hard to tell how much progress is being made in order to fix the problem. But still, regardless of all those problems, Loki Season 2 was still a fine outing for the God of Mischief, with a final episode that broke my brain, in a good way. Immensely likeable protagonists, awesome animation work from Studio Friggin' Mir, and a surprisingly engaging story about humanity's inability to trust Superman's inherent goodness makes this one of the best Superman shows we've had in a while. While it's far from the most original sci-fi movie in the world, the creator is still a very strong showing for the man versus machine side of things, with a very grim yet still very engaging future, and some nice twists and turns along the way. Oh yeah, and some really damn good special effects. Kenneth Branagh turns his attention to one of Agatha Christie's lesser known stories this time around, and while I can't comment on its merit as an adaptation, as a mystery movie, it's a pretty solid outing with a great cast, an unexpectedly refreshing, spooky atmosphere, and overall it's definitely worth the watch at least once. The Marvels did not deserve the hate slung its way, with likeable leads, especially Iman Vellani as Ms. Marvel, interesting themes and ideas, even if the short runtime may not allow for every single plot point to get the screen time it maybe needs, a villain whose motives are understandable, if not entirely sympathetic in how she's going about things, and flirting kittens, The Marvels proves to be another fine outing in the MCU. Just don't worry about not having watched certain things before watching this. The movie does a decent job of making sure everyone's on the same page. I don't always vibe with Adam Sandler movies, and Leo did have a few too many gross moments for my liking, but I did get used to Adam Sandler's voice, and overall Leo proved itself to be a decent animated movie with a lot of heart behind it. And really, that's all we need. While it doesn't retain the one-take cinematography of its 2021 predecessor, Boiling Point, the TV show, does an expert job of recapturing the stressful feeling of watching in that movie. Plus, we get the chance to follow more characters and develop their storylines than the movie would have allowed us to do. Overall, yeah, this one is worth the watch. While not as good as their last musical, which, come on guys, was Encanto, Wish still serves to be a fairly decent Disney fairy tale outing, with some standout memorable musical numbers like This Wish, The Thanks I Get, and others. Some gorgeous looking animation, even if not quite on the level of Spider-Verse or whatever, and a fairly engaging approach when it comes to wishes and people's desires and how they come about things. Plus, the star is adorable. Whether or not it lives up to Disney's big 100th celebration is up to you, but this is still a fairly fine animated outing overall. We thought we were getting a fairly faithful anime adaptation of Scott Pilgrim, and they tricked us. What we got was even better. A pseudo what-if sequel thing, which takes the characters of Scott Pilgrim into some unexpected and intriguing directions, providing character developments that never would have been possible in the original story, and combine that with some standout animation, and we get something that's really special here. Maybe I'm biased because Donna Noble is my favourite Doctor Who companion, but this was one hell of a way to celebrate the 60th anniversary, with 3 top-notch specials all around. Honestly, no notes, I love everything about it. Yes, even that. It's the sequel we never expected or even wanted, but Aardman's trademark stop-motion animation and humour still managed to make this a very fun movie that's definitely worth checking out. Yeah, all the cast changes are a little jarring, but it's still worth it for this very fun, heartfelt, and surprisingly dark experience. A charming lead actor with Timothée Chalamet, some unexpected yet welcome social commentary and how people get exploited by rich types, and some very sweet musical numbers makes Wonka a delicious treat that's definitely worth the watch. But were we expecting any less from the Paddington guys? Where the hell did this come from? One of the most intense monster movies I've seen in a while, with some very likeable characters, and some engaging social political commentary in Japan's treatment of its soldiers, both during and after World War II, alongside with heavy themes of survivor's guilt, all combining into one really awesome package. All of the stuff I loved about the first one is still here, all of its flaws are gone, many of the elements I loved from the comics made their way into the film, and it's got a really cute baby. Yeah, I say Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is a clear improvement over its predecessor. What if Season 2 gives us more of the same? A Christmas episode? A sequel episode to a previous season's episode? A loose adaptation based on the works of Neil Gaiman? And something completely unexpected? An original character completely made up for the show, not based on any pre-existing comic or MCU creation? Which definitely makes Season 2 worth checking out just for that. But as a complete package, we still got a very solid offering. This was the last movie I watched in 2023, and boy what a way to close out the year. If you have not seen Leave the World Behind, go put down whatever you're watching this video on and go watch the movie. Now! Well, that has been the 2023 catch-up, and this has been Overly Positive Reviews. See you in 2024, folks, and I look forward to whatever the new year will bring.